Welcome back to your collective twin flame card reading.
This is such a good reading. We pulled out the cards. We didn't look at them so much, but it's a good overview. So we look forward to giving you the deets. Yeah,
Should you want to go with the masculine first?
sure.
The DMs. What are the DMs moving through this week?
All right. All right, first card. Spread your wings. So it's number two. And it just feels like the masculine's just more come into himself, really kind of like stepping into that. And of course, it looks like a little bit of a journey, right? But it's like pointing in the right direction. And there's the sense of um, stepping into that authenticity, right? Like really being yourself. And that, of course, it's kind of like reminds me of those cards that has the North Star, right? Keep your, eyes focused on your North Star. Yeah, because when we are our true selves, that's when everything, is in alignment with what we're supposed to be doing. And yeah, so this is a good card. It's just like, yeah, let all that baggage go. Enjoy the fruits of your labor and whatever you're moving into, but it's safe to just be you, as masculine as you are. All right. So clarity of belief, number one. So there's a new beginning here. And there's it's sort of this like mental clarity because we have like one of swords, right? So it's this new mental clarity, a new space of like kind of like minty, fresh mind. Something was moved through, right? And yeah, it almost seems like he's coming out of, into this new space, and there's this butterfly as well. But yeah, a lot of like new stuff is going on, and this like it's so good to have this like new clarity. You feel refreshed and it's good to go, right? Yeah, he just feels like he's very, happy with himself and this transformation. He can really see that transformation, right? I see the work I've done.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
Yeah, I was just noticing too, your shirt's blue, which is, throat chakra and expression. So the
Yeah.
DM is, yeah, moving through expression and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's good.
It's good. All right, we got another number one. So that's not the only place we're having a new beginning. Strengthening bonds. Yeah, so it just feels like I feel like it also goes into foundation, but it also feels like it very much goes into, the union, which of course everything is connected. So it's not just one thing and the other thing, right? But yeah, it's moving. I feel like all these cards are a bit similar in the beginning. There's this, you kind of like walking into this like light, right? Or, with this card, it's kind of like coming out of this, it's a portal. Got a portal going on. And here's the same thing. So there's definitely, a new beginning going on in all the areas. So all these new things coming. We just had a full moon, right? A lot of stuff was, let go of, and we're moving into the new. So this is a good thing.
Definitely.
So keep walking. Keep
Keep walking, DM.
walking. Keep on swimming. Got this.
All right, on to the divine feminine this week. So we also have a number one. We have manifest. And it's important that the feminines know that you have all of the power that you need to create the life that you desire, to create the desires that you have for your union. And it's also an opportunity to, if you find any thoughts of victim mentality in your consciousness, it's safe to let those go. If we can often sometimes dip into these places of feeling that our life was handed to us, that we are maybe a victim of circumstance. But know that anything that we're experiencing in our reality, good or bad, is a result of an inner choice that we've made somewhere along the way. And it's important that you acknowledge that you're a powerful divine being and choose to claim your power back, because there's beautiful things that are unfolding for you and your union.
You got all the tools you need.
You do.
Yeah.
And the next card we have is number 14, balance. Right? So there's a lot of balancing in the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies this week. And you can see too, if you look at the card, it looks like the masculine and the feminine, they're merging. But really what this indicates is twin flames don't merge, because to say that you merge means that there's a belief that you are separate from each other. But twin
Mm.
flames are one. So this card is actually indicating your oneness with your twin flame, and
Deeper
how
oneness, yeah.
exactly, and a balancing out of your union, of those oneness
Mm.
energies.
Yeah, you can see that in different upsets where, the feminine is holding one part of it and the masculine is holding another part of it. They may not look very similar on
Mhm.
the outside, but when you get to the core of it, it's the same core upset basically. And that's
It
going to
is.
be along, because it might seem like it's over on the one side on one end and totally different end
Mhm.
on the other, but still it comes down to the same thing.
It
So
really does.
it's very interesting to see that.
Mhm.
And this is what we live. So
Yeah.
we can definitely say that that's true. Yeah.
It is. Anytime that we're doing inner healing work, and let's say I've moved through something, then Adam normally picks up the next piece. And then at the core, it was the exact same
Mhm.
upset, just manifested differently.
Mhm.
And of course, it happens vice versa.
Mhm.
So you literally are healing as one in your union, even if don't see what's happening on your twin flame side, or you don't know exactly the deets of what they're healing through, they
Mhm.
are healing.
Mhm.
And we have towards the end of the week for the feminine side, number 8, dedicated effort. There we go. And we have, of course, number 8 is the turned, sideways infinity symbol. Your love with your twin flame is infinite. It never ends. It's ongoing. And this relationship requires effort, not, sitting back and believing that someone's going to hand you your union. Kind of going back to the first card we had.
Mhm.
Right, like, yes, your union was given to you by God, created by God, but God's not going to drop your twin flame in your lap. It requires
Mhm.
dedicated effort, and that dedicated effort is loving yourself where your consciousness believes in the separation, or believes in the challenges, believes in the struggle. It's loving yourself through those places, and that requires effort. That is dedicated effort that you put into loving yourself, loving your union, and knowing that that's not how you were created to be in separation. That's not normal. It's not natural. Your union is
Yeah.
normal and natural.
Yeah, I feel like with that card too, it's kind of like dedicated effort is also like skilled labor in a sense. And I feel like the more you do the inner work, the more skilled you become in it, right? It becomes easier as well. So it might seem
Yes.
hard at some points in time, but
Yeah.
you're building that strength, that spiritual strength. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dropping the angel guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep going there and it gets easier and you got support if you need it.
You do. And I was just going to speak to it too. We've been in Harmonious Union for over 4 years
Four and a
now,
half years.
4.5 years.
Mhm.
And looking back on our first year, like, it was pretty rough,
Mhm.
our first year being in Harmonious Union, because we were grounding in to
Mhm.
our Harmonious Union, and there was a lot of upsets coming up. And there was a lot of challenges that we were moving through. But fast forward to today, and it is so much easier,
Mhm.
because there's a deep level of mastery when it
Mhm.
comes to the inner work and identifying our blocks. And as you go deeper with your twin flame, it only continues to get easier and joyful. And not that it's not already joyful, right? But those challenges become easier to navigate and move through,
Mhm.
right? And the challenges are just your ascension. Okay,
Mhm.
let's do here. Would you like to do a part of the angel guidance for the week?
The first card is face your financial fears. So this is just speaking to, yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of it because I feel the message is pretty straightforward. We're all created with our pot of the abundance in the world, right? That is ours. We can't get around it, but it's just we all have some fears we're working through, right? Whether it could be worthiness, it could be just, oh, am I going to lose everything? Am I all the things. You probably have a fear just come up right now when we're talking about money, right? And feeling into your foundation, but yeah, really face them head on. right? Like what am I scared of?
Mhm.
Walk through it and see what's going on. I feel like control is coming up, so there might be some control around money, stifling yourself there, clenching,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, really putting a stop in the flow. It feels like maybe coming up for some of you. So yeah, look into all of those spaces, but also come at it from a place that you're divine and
Yeah.
you have your abundance. But it's just like um putting facing the fears so that you can uproot them
Mhm.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to add here too, because you might be thinking, what does finances have to do with my twin flame
Mm.
union?
Hmm.
It has everything to do with your twin flame union. And let me
Yeah.
tell you why.
Hmm.
If you are experiencing poverty in any way, or, take the word poverty out, let's say you're just feeling like lack, like you don't have enough,
Hmm.
or you're afraid that, you're not going to have enough money, or whatever it may be, right? Those are thoughts of poverty. Because your twin flame amplifies your inner state of being, whatever your inner state of being is, they're going to amplify that. So if you have twin flames coming together and they're both experiencing poverty, it's going to be amplified in your union, and that's going to make a challenging time even more challenging,
Hmm.
because if you don't have your foundation handled, well, that's going to weigh on your union. Yeah, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I feel like poverty, I mean, we use that word and kind of like,
Yeah,
maybe not having
true.
so much.
Yeah.
If you're walking around saying, I don't have enough money for that, or I can't get myself that, or I don't have enough energy, or all these things, right? It kind of like comes into a poverty mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oftentimes when we say poverty, the mind instantly goes to maybe the man that's on the street that doesn't, have a
Mhm.
house, or, is asking for support so that he
Mhm.
can eat.
Mhm.
But poverty is actually many different things, and I'm
Mhm.
not going to go too deep into it because
Yeah.
that would be another video. But poverty is even negative thinking,
Mhm.
right? Or self-judgment,
Mhm.
self-criticism. That's also poverty. And the reason being is because you're a divine being. And
Mhm.
so your divinity is one with abundance, an abundant
Mhm.
mindset, which is I'm love, I'm beautiful, I'm divine, I'm worthy, I'm enough, right?
Mhm.
So this is what we mean when we say poverty,
Mhm.
and it ties into your finances.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Which plays in perfectly to no more complaining,
Mhm.
right? That is a poverty thought.
Mhm.
Uh, and, we all do this to some degree,
Mhm.
and we're all moving through it.
Mhm.
And, it doesn't feel good to complain, but there's a sense of like, ooh, drama, what's that person doing? Or this person did this and I don't like that. But that's actually like a leaking of your energy. It feels
Mhm.
heavy, it feels bad.
And especially if you made a new choice, like, oh, I'm not going to be complaining anymore. If you then
Mhm.
start complaining, you're like, oh, it feels even like worse, right? Like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an invitation to quit complaining about what you
Mhm.
don't like about your current situation with your twin flame,
Mhm.
or looking at the negative, and start having a heart of gratitude. And the way that you do that is you choose it. I choose to have a heart of gratitude. And
Mhm.
because of gratitude is what's going to bring you more of what you want, and is going to speed up the manifestation process of your union and the coming together of that. So don't look at what you don't like about your current situation in your union. Be grateful for your twin flame, or you are aware that you have a one true love, even if you've not met your twin flame yet. If you're watching this video, very clearly you are in the awareness that you have a divine lover,
Mhm.
right? So being grateful for you got that handled, and now
And
it's
even
just
if you're not sure, like, that's okay. 'Cause
yeah.
you do. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right. And then we have successful funding.
Mhm.
Okay.
You see how there's a story here, right? That was face your financial fears. So you're kind of like looking at your fears about your foundation and your, you know, financial state, your
Mm-hmm.
limitations, and
Mm-hmm.
then, letting go and complaining and these things. And then what happens? Successful funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An increase.
Yeah, and I feel like this card also speaks to those ideas you get, those
Yeah.
divinely guided ideas,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So it's just being aware of like all those things that come to you, so that those are little pennies right there, right? So yeah, and if you don't utilize them right away, maybe write them down at least, because there's something in it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some exciting news before we close out is that we are going to be creating an e-course.
Mm.
And some of the free or some of the first courses of the e-course will be completely free
Mhm.
to you. And yeah, we plan to have that out, know exactly when, but it is in the making, and we will keep you all up to date and let you know as soon as that is available. The Twin Flame Union Within e-course coming to you.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.